Hey guys, Lilith Evernight. This camera's kind of dark, so I'm just gonna have to make my videos this way for a while until I figure it out. I'm not sure what to call this video, if I'm gonna be doing this and, talking my ass off without a camera. I might as well do it with the camera. I've just been going on a journey in my life. You know, this makeup though. I'm not really wearing any makeup. I just wanted to touch up my face a little bit, but it's like this camera is so bad in the dark. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Look at my altar. It's pretty cool. I love my altar. I have all these feathers that were given to me by the universe, God. All these little raven feathers. Well, not little, but they're pretty decently big. I'm just gonna shut up on that. I'm such an airhead sometimes when it comes to my vocabulary. Looks like I have like dark spots under my eyes, but I swear. Anyway, I just wanted to say, hey, what's up? I wanted to come to introduce myself, and to really be more active on here, and to really put myself out there. I'm not really sure how I'm going to put my videos in the way that I want to right now. It's just gonna be kind of random until I find my niche. Is that how you say it? Or my little thing on YouTube where I know where I want to talk what I know what I want to talk about. Right now, for the moment, it's just vlogs and random videos about shamanism and spirituality, art, music, crystals, psychedelics, that kind of stuff. I live my life as a shamaness. A lot of people give me shit for living the shamanic lifestyle. I have gone through health problems in my life, and being someone who doesn't make a lot of money, I didn't have too many options to be too picky about the way I wanted to live my life necessarily. Am I saying that I'm living my life better? Yes and no. I can be better with my lifestyle, and pretty much that's my journey. My YouTube channel will basically be based on my mind, my body, and my soul journey, and how I learned to love myself throughout the times of going through the dark stages of my life and the beautiful stages of my life. And I should be recording this. It's kind of like a, whatchamacallit, it's like a, God, I can't even say it. It's like a step-by-step process, like a vlog. It's a plethora of things that I want to post on my channel. And also me as an artist, as a musician. I write music, but I unfortunately stopped playing piano. I mean, I wasn't the best piano player, but either way, my instrument is my voice, and I just write. And my journey is to also gain more confidence through me making my music, and me being the woman that I am for myself, and me having a relationship with God again. I have a unique perception on the way I see the world and the way that I see the universe. Obviously, I lived my life as a witch and a Wiccan for some time in my teenage years, um, on and off. Uh, I grew up in a Christian household. My mom is Baptist and my father is Catholic. As a teenager, I became rebellious and I always felt a connection to, as you could say, God. Not in the way that I do now. It's much more intense, and I feel much more deeper. Was definitely lost as a child, but that was mostly because of your family putting things in your head about what's right and what's wrong. Um, I do want to talk about a couple of the stories and a couple of the experiences that I have um, in my life. I do want to talk about when I saw Jesus Christ when I was 5 years old. I think I am probably gonna talk about that in a different video. I'm not sure. I probably will because I have a problem with rambling on too much. So I don't want to tell you guys this story right now and then like I don't get to the point. And I did that with one of my videos already, so I kind of messed up trying to tell that story and recording it the first time. So if I'm gonna tell you guys the story, I might as well just, you know, talk about it in a more concise, clear, appropriate way. And I'll just tell you other things that had happened in my life from throughout these months and just throughout my whole life. But right now, I'm just here saying what's up. My name is Michelle Murguia, or as you can see on my channel, it's Lilith Every Night. It's just, you could say alter or just the channel name. It's a name that I've always had when I was going through the Wiccan lifestyle and going through the occult as a witch. I still have my roots as a witch. I don't really like to put that title on me too much anymore. I just like to say I walk the shamanic path because, I never considered myself as a shaman, medicine woman until I started discovering more not is until I started educating myself about it when I started having health problems a few years back, probably like 3 years back. So, I kind of blended in how to live a lifestyle. I'm still on my journey on how to treat my body better. Not just like, yeah, I mean, that's what you have doctors for and all that, but, I'm one of those people. Some people might see it controversial, some don't. It depends on the person. I've always been fascinated with earth medicine and like natural medicine, alternative medicine. Even before I discovered that I had serious health problems, and I think eventually, when I gain the confidence, I feel like I want to share my life story with you guys. Not just the cool, awesome stories, but also maybe the more darker, excuse me, the darker side of my life. But right now, I just don't want to make it awkward, so I'm just gonna get to the point as to what I was just talking about. I've always been fascinated with like the Native American culture and like I said, Wicca. I'm not sure if it's the correct phrase. Is it pantheism? Earth worship and Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know that there's some Christians who are probably gonna be like, "Oh, well, you can't just worship the earth and not worship God." Like, I'm not saying that. I respect the earth. I love Mother Nature. Um, I love the earth. I'm a earth sign. I'm a Taurus. I love all that kind of stuff, you know. And I know like I sound like a new ager, but I'm honestly not for new age. That's another story. I mean, I contradict. It sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but anyway, um, you know, as a witch too or shamaness, you would be attracted to the earth. Like that is a common thing. Having a that's like having an artist and saying that they don't like to do art. Like that's like having an artist and saying they're not interested in drawing or painting or whatever type of art they're into. It's just like that's a part of their thing. But anyway, I was like I said, I was always drawn to nature, medicine, and herbs, and I you know, right now another reason why I want to just kind of record my journey and talk about other things too as well is because I went through a hard time in my life. You know, I moved to this desert in Mojave, and Mojave, California. It's not. I don't live in that city, but I live like 15 minutes away. But it's pretty much it's in Mojave, California, and I managed to get two jobs out here, two crummy jobs. Like the only thing that was amazing about it was me being able to work in nature and seeing the beautiful sights and collecting being able to buy crystals. Like I wish I can show you all my crystals right now, but I think I'll make a separate video on my crystal collections. And I just have so many collections that I should be sharing with the world. Maybe I should be sharing with people. I have so many amazing things to talk about, and I don't really have any friends, and if I do, we don't really talk anymore because I don't live out there, and it's a long story, but I know I should be making more videos. I know. I don't know why I haven't. I'm at fault. That's just my fault. Like I have no excuse as to why I have not. And also, my other phone, like as soon as I started to try to make new videos recently, the camera has just been messing up on me. And then my laptop camera is like my laptop is like messing up, so it's like luckily I just happen to use this camera, so I have no excuse. So anyway, thank you God for being here with me and showing me the beautiful things that you have. Show me every other day, if not every day. Um, you know, like I said, also speaking on God, I say thank you God because maybe this was a reason. Maybe I'm here making videos because I was like, man, both of my cameras are, messing up, and luckily I happened to find this camera, so maybe there was a reason why I was able to use this camera, and I have no excuse, and so maybe that was God. Who knows? I don't know, but I mean, I'm still on this unique journey with God, and going back on that walk with him again. It's been a while. Um, for a while I was doing magic mushrooms and all that, and which is another thing. It's kind of like on the shamanic path. It was kind of like an accidental path. Me going, it feels like going through my health condition, and like me taking psychedelics to escape from life, and me being a witch, and like I haven't done any spell work. Excuse me, I haven't done any spell work in a few months because sometimes they say when you do spells, you kind of have to be careful what you put out there. You might get what you want, but then it might not be what you expect. Like, for example, you might get the job, but it might be a crummy job. It might be a toxic job, but you're still making money, right? And it's like you wanted that. And sometimes I have to be really careful about how I do my spells. So I've taken a break from all that stuff. And I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna ask God to come into my life and, have a walk with Him and have that walk with Him and have Him in my life for eternity. And it sounds so weird for me to say things like that because I haven't said those kind of things and to anyone or even to myself. I have, but like more in private. Um, uh, what else? Oh man, I'm so awkward sometimes. Um, I think I'll get into another story about my journey and my how my walk with God has been throughout these months. It's been unique, it's been magical, it's been intense, it's been good, it's been not with God, like you know, it's been dark, it's been light, it's been crazy, it's been mellow, it's been bad, good, everything like in one. Not with not saying that God makes everything. I'm not saying God is making it bad. I'm saying, when you choose to have God in your life, um, you have to understand you're gonna have enemies and adversaries and people against you. And not that they weren't never there, but it's gonna be more intensified. Um, and that's another story on its own. Um, I have to live my life in a way that I never have before. I've been having a hard time getting back on my feet after I lost my job a few months ago. Um, but at the same time, I've been able to find myself in a way that I never thought I would go back to. When I was a little girl, one of my favorite teachers used to tell me, like, as a little girl, I've always been, ever since I was born, I've always kind of been a loner. I've always been like the lone wolf, the black sheep, and it's it feels like a blessing and a curse. Um, and I never really had relationships that were successful. Or, guys dated me and they just used me for my body, for like sex or, and then tossed me aside, and it ended up jeopardizing my health, ended up jeopardizing my self-love, and I ended up jeopardizing things that I shouldn't have let go for guys who did not care about me. But that's, like I said, that's another story. Right now I'm just here to say, to talk a little bit about my shamanic path and how it's got me to this point. I'm not saying that because those guys treated me that way, that it's all their fault. Like, of course, I'm a big girl. You make choices in life. And, I could have easily walked away from those situations. But, being one of those naive girls who are very all about romance and wanting to be in love and really wanting a guy to treat you right, I didn't think that guys were going to be like dogs. But that, I'm not saying like, oh, it's all their fault for making me stay. I mean, at the same time, I made myself stay. But like I said, that's another story. My whole point is that my shamanic path has helped me look at life in a different way, look at the universe in a different way, and it helped me to not be afraid to know if God is really real, if God is alive. Um, Also, what else was I gonna say? Um, I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I was able to go back into my inner child, and oh yeah, I was saying when I was a little girl, I was like the black sheep. Even in school, I didn't really understand why kids were kind of mean to me. And maybe they were just like that with some other kids. Maybe there's other people that went through it. I swear, it's like as soon as I got into school, like I just knew I didn't fit in. And I knew that some kids were just so like, it was like that clique, those little cliques and stuff. And even as an adult, you still have cliques. Even like when you go to work, there's, or at least when I went to work, there was cliques. When I went to school as an adult, there was cliques. As a little girl, there was cliques. And it's like, if you're not a part of a clique, then you're an outcast. And that was pretty much my life. And it still is my life. And, but at the end of the day, none of those people matter. Except my walk with God and being the true woman that I know that I am, and the woman that He created me to be, or and the gifts that He has given me. And I honor those gifts every day. And anyway, as a little girl, I used to draw a lot, and I never liked doing homework. I never liked doing shit in class. And this is when I was like first starting school. I didn't really like to conform, pretty much. I was not really about following the rules. If I wasn't able to do art, paint, draw, or anything, then I wasn't interested. If I wasn't able to wander around the flowers and the little garden areas during recess time or lunchtime, and not knowing that I didn't have to be around the kids when we had to play handball and we couldn't leave the play area. If I knew that I could escape from that and go play with the flowers and go wander around and daydream, then I wasn't interested in going to school. Like, if I knew I couldn't do those things, like do my own thing, then there was just no way I was gonna listen to anyone. But anyway, my teacher, like, she understood me. She understood. I think she understood the system, because she used to say, like, she would be like, you should be whoever you want to be. Do what makes you happy, because when you get older, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. And sometimes she would throw hints. She's like, Michelle, you're an artist. You're an artist. That's who you are. And it's not that she was making me be who she wanted me to be. She just saw who I was in class. She saw, some kids were more good at certain things. Some kids were good at math. Some kids were good at writing. Some kids were good at art. And I just happened to be one of those artists. And I did lose touch for it for years. And then after, once I started working these type of jobs, I was working in like nature conservation and male-dominated jobs, and jobs that were not the type of job you want to go to. Like, if you want to be treated like a slave, then work there. But Anyway, when I was working those kind of places, I lost touch with I lost touch with who I truly was. And after I lost my job, I found out that that artist in me was screaming to come out, and I'm fortunate enough to go back to that part of myself again. And that's another thing that I want to share with people and on my channel. And I look like a vampire with this makeup right now. It makes me look a little weird from this the color of the camera. But anyway, I know that I want to talk more about my shamanic path and really tell you guys some stories that are so much more deeper. But yeah, thank you. This is Lilith every night, and or Michelle. Michelle, Lilith. You know, I go by both, but since my channel is Lilith every night, I will say Lilith every night. But thank you guys for listening.